Yep. He's a cutie, that one. There's actually a question in the Razer Q&A that I wasn't allowed to ask, but it said, "Why are you such a cutie?" And yeah, that's a good question. Why is he such a
Well,
cutie?
apparently the answer is because you were born in 1992. And so here we go. The random picks have been assigned. What do you think about these picks for Corey?
Well, let's take a quick look. Left-hand side, Team TD on the blue. Again, this is a best of three, so might switch next time, maybe not. Pantheon. Interesting. Don't see a lot of him around these days, but that global ult of his could definitely lead to some nice burst situations. We got Pixel sitting on Irelia and Zion Spartan on Nunu. I can only imagine a Nunu and Pantheon combination. Look at that. The strongest mid in the game right now. Evelyn and a Twitch? What is this?
Wow. So Evelyn and Twitch, there's gonna be a lot of stealth going on. I feel like Evelyn's old form of stealth would have been really, really good, but I don't know. New form of stealth, not quite as effective, but she's definitely gonna be able to secure a lot of, I guess, a lot of kills because her ult is just so good now. And when it's basically the entire width of the lane, you're gonna be able to hit somebody with it.
I have seen some amazing Eve play in my time on ARAM, so I'm very interested to see what Nintendude X, the guy that took DPS Lee Sin and turned the match into his own personal ping pong table. I'm very excited to see what he can do with that 2500 rated Eve play coming in. But let's see, TSM, Reginald sitting on Xerath, a lot of powerful poke on a Xerath, especially on such a narrow bridge. It's really going to be a game of footsies here for TD. At the same time, Leona, odd one, probably the only support he has, saying the chat. But we also got Chaos on that Gragas. Chaos or Chowix, take your pick, guys. I don't care anymore. But it is going to be that Gragas. We did see him last game, a lot of poke and a lot of burst available to him as well. X special on Jace? I don't know anymore about Eve. That Jace is a monster.
Dude, no matter what game, what map, whatever you're playing, Jace is just really, really strong. I think Dyrus was listing off a list of really like OP top laners, and it pretty much goes
Mm-hmm.
Rengar, and then he put Darius in there. Not too sure about that one, but he was, and he also listed Jace
Yep.
because he does it all. He does everything. He's basically like he has all the moves of Nidalee, but more in every way, and it's just like it's ridiculous. So I don't know. It's going to be really awesome. And in both games, X Special has really played that sort of a hard carry AD, not traditionally an AD carry, but he's been carrying from whatever role he does pick. And we see another Gragas coming out. That's going to go on at Showx, and I'm not sure it's going to be ranged AD carry Gragas, but after what Hotshot did, going the highest kill death ratio on CLG last game, let's see if Showx can live up to Hotshot GG's precedent here.
Wow, and Dyrus on that Rumble. I gotta say, I was looking at blue team as like double stealth into a Nunu ult, GG. But now I'm looking and I'm saying Leona ult, a Leona initiation, Gragas throwing him down. We got the Reginald ultimate bringing the pain, and then interweaved into all this, Dyrus and X special on Jace and Rumble. I gotta say, if TSM loses this, I don't know what to think anymore, but it's just I'm not too confident on that Pantheon. I mean, Dominion Pantheon, especially with a ton of armor penetration, does some amazing things. But look at the initiation. I mean, it's just clearly there for TSM.
Well, that's that, and you got some really great champions on players who are really, really strong with them. You got to know Dyrus saw Rumble and he's just like, dude, give me Rumble, yee, TSM, and then picked it up, and that was my best impression. Not quite on par, but yeah, Dyrus has Rumble, really great champion that he's played a little bit of in the future, rather in the past. He's going into the future, and here we are going into the game one of the best of three grand finals from Team Razer's ARAM Invitational, TSM versus Team Dynamic. I'm pretty excited.
Worst Dyrus impression NA. People on the
Well, it
chat.
was like a hybrid between like an odd one impression and then a Dyer's. It just like it melded itself into one giant ball of TSM stuff, and hopefully that's what we're gonna see in the game. Because balls of TSM stuff, I'm not even gonna continue that sentence.
Balls TSM fanboys, make something happen here. But we do got the skin war coming out. Absolutely no skins coming up from TD, whereas we do have 4 out of 5. It's nice and pretty for Team Settlement. Gragas Chaos dropping the ball a little bit, and I'm going to ask you to take over just for a quick second.
You know what? Chill out. I got this. Go over the spawn locations. It's identical, so who the frick cares? But as far as the champions or the item builds are concerned, you got an early Hex Drinker kind of planned here on Pantheon. It's actually a really, really great item on Pantheon early on. And you can also either go Merc Treads and then a Brutalizer. That option also available. Gold per 5s on Aurelia. Double Durans for Nunu. Gold per 5s on Evelyn as well. Double Durans for Twitch. And double gold per 5s and a lot of Dorans with a longsword for Jace. He's going to be going Brutalizer no matter what. Paradoxical scouting things out during his 4 seconds of stealth. And really the stealth mechanic, it could come up really huge here for Team Dynamic. Able to check out those brushes, able to get some sneaky initiates on. But I don't know, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this Jace poke starts to devastate the early game.
How did I forget about Jace poke? Acceleration gates into shock blasts? I don't know. TD already not looking to play that footsies game. They're just really behind that tower. Dyrus spamming out that laugh, sounding like a little bit of the Terminator style, and now he's doing a little bit of a dance, but that's alright. TSM, as I said, looks to have a very, very strong comp. A lot of poke between both Xerath, the Xerath, the Gragas, and now the Jace, and again, some really hard initiation. Leona, all she has to do is jump in there, stun, get off, one of her auto attacks to gain that extra DPS, and that's all she needs to do. The rest of the team should be able to fill in. And you can see already, TSM, very hard initiation and very strong lane presence so far.
Yeah, and really, I think the lack of the range, I mean, pretty much the only person ranged on Team Dynamic is going to be Paradoxical running Twitch. And if you guys know anything about the Odd One and his support, Leona, you definitely don't gank that, but you also don't let him have that because he's actually really, really good at playing Leona, not necessarily a jungler, although he has tried her jungle. Didn't quite work out, but we'll see if it works out here in lane. I'll be interested to see what exactly item build he's going for. He has a gold per 5, so he could just go hard support Leona, but also some options for AP or AD as well. So interesting to see what he has going on there, but already you can just see so much poke and just literally 0 CS coming out from TSM. They're just holding the wave there, utilizing their poke advantage, and look at that shock blast. Don't mash me. Already down to about 400, 500 health. So this is ARAM. Don't freeze the lane.
Yeah, now I'm thinking back to the last time we saw Team Solo Mid, a few short minutes ago. It was about 45 minutes ago. And again, we see those gold per 10s coming out. This time we actually see some gold per 10s on Team Dynamic as well. But last time we also saw Reginald taking all that farm. This round, it's all about X Special. They want to feed that Jace until he's a fat little princess. And then they're going to carry him around on their shoulders, and he is going to win the game for them. That's what I see here.
Less of who's going to be the princess, and I actually have to kind of wonder who Bro 2 is this time around, because you got to know in team chat, they're sort of debating these things. It's like, I think Dyrus was Bro 2 originally, but I don't know if he's like ascended to Bro 1 status, or if that's going to be X Special, because he is definitely the one dishing out the most pain. Those shock blasts just completely devastating Paradoxical. You can see Nintendo trying to get as much poke as possible, but really the game's going to start heating up once people start hitting level 6. That's when pretty much everything sort of changes around. It's all about those ultimates, and I think Reginald's ult combined with Leona's ult is just going to be ridiculously strong.
Yeah, and just for flavor, let's throw in that Gragas barrel of fun. Equalizer as well, and it's really hard to move when you have that many different effects lumping on top of you. And again, X Special hitting up a lot of these CSs, but we also have 3 now on Leona, and I can only imagine that's going to be a good thing because they need her to tank up a little bit, so we're going to have to get her some kind of farm somehow, just so that she can start off these initiations and lead us into the kill fest that is going to be more of the transition from early to mid game. This, I don't think, will go to a late, but you never know.
Did Chowix just like randomly igniting Don't Mash Me? Yeah. I guess for like extra AP or just trolling him super hard. Oh, I guess maybe he thought he was gonna jump in there to grab the health relic and wanting to ignite him, so he had extra, health regen. Paradoxical can't go into the barrel. He pops. Oh my goodness, that barrier coming out super clutch.
6 15 hit points. And yes, it was Ignite, not Exhaust. I don't think we have a Exhaust even on the table. No, we have flashes, we have heals, and we have ignites, but, you know, he could also take that improved. You know, an extra 5 ability power, sure, every little advantage counts, but 37 creeps now coming up. X Special doing absolutely wonderful on these last hits. Look at this Twitch!
Oh, they don't know where
Is he gonna deny himself?
Yeah, he's gonna suicide in the turret.
They have no idea.
And there he goes, the suicide. GG.
And the spam. Yep.
Wow, these are some next level ARAM strats coming out here. Like, if you guys didn't know how to play ARAMs, just like get out your notepads, start taking notes, because yeah, Paradoxical knows how to play. he's got 1 touchdown. All right, so that's 7 points, and I'm gonna say FourCourt and I definitely making some of the best League of Legends refs as far as touchdowns are concerned. Not a whole lot of contesting going on there. I think our calls are going to be a little bit better than possibly some others.
To be as good as the NFL substitute refs.
Well, you know what? I'm pretty sure I could close my eyes and do that.
There goes the ultimate at first blood. Wow, giving it to Odd One no less.
X Special with the dunks. He's going to pick up a kill on Don't Match Me. Most likely he's taking turn. He's going to go down, but not without a fight. A double kill picked up for Jace.
Wow, I could have sworn that was a triple, but once you go right in there, there's nowhere else to be. And Zion Spartan gonna suicide right here into Chaos. 5-1, almost an ace, just did not get Paradoxical, unfortunately for him, because he did suicide like a jerk. No, he did die, my mistake. He did die. But either way, turret's gone. TSM in one fell swoop, able to take that back, and Odd One almost grabbing Paradoxical, and there we go, bursts out his shield, grabs it, nice and easy peasy, whatever you were saying earlier. Here comes the Pantheon Ultimate on top of that tower, and he is just going to land there willy-nilly, is going to try to DPS down Chaos, but unfortunately for him, it is a gangbang right under that watchful tower's eyes.
Yeah, just so much CC. You can see he was really close. I felt like with his crit passive, it would have allowed him to go ahead and pick up that kill if he had gotten 1 auto attack. But apparently, Heartseeker Strike is not heart-seekering enough. But once again, Paradoxical running to the back bush, and you can tell that Dyrus knows that he's stealth somewhere, but does not know exactly where. Zionspar just waiting for Reginald to come in there. Not quite delicious enough for that bait, so we're going to be without a Twitch. He's just waiting in there, trying to come in from behind. They're just really waiting on that level 6 Twitch ult.
Oh, big damage landing on top of Gragas, but here goes the counter. That hard stop from Leona does not matter. Dyrus does drop to Twitch, no less. Odd One now kind of stuck between all 4 of TD. Nunu not interested in that party, but you know, a little bit of extra kills here. We have an Oracles on X Special.
And wow, that's actually a really interesting reaction. He's going to be able to see that Twitch, and there is, wow, Reginald just exploding. Paradoxical tanking the turret, just allowing Nintendo and Pixel to get behind enemy lines, and yeah.
Almost got out, but dang, that is, what, 400 gold down the tube right there.
Pretty much, and yeah, that will be gone, but there's the Dyrus ult. Oh my goodness, a perfect rumble on absolutely every single member left alive for Team Dynamic. A triple kill for Dyrus. Wow.
Where's the TSM spam? Where's the TSM spam? I got chat turned on for the TSM spam, but there ain't none. That was totally a TSM moment right there. Dyrus with the triple.
Well, maybe, you know, good guy Dyrus doesn't spam TSM, or I don't know what's going on. I was definitely, like, rechecking to make sure I had that chat enabled, but I don't know, you know, good guy TSM not dropping as much spam as Team Dynamic. They're definitely the spam monsters so far. They've been handling that department quite nicely. Even Don't Mash Me, you know, is subbing in for the wonderful Zig, who cannot unfortunately be here with us today. So, you know, he's adding his own little flavor to the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, not a problem right there, but lots of poke coming out from TSM yet again. Dyrus still on, really, he reminds me right now of TF2. I mean, when you have a spy that's invisible, what do? You get a pyro and you just flamethrower everything, and that's exactly what Dyrus is doing. Looking for those burn marks on that Twitch, and unfortunately, Twitch, you know, after that first touchdown, it's going to be very hard pressed to pull another one over TSM's eyes.
There's the Pantheon ult. It's coming into the very middle of the TSM. The Gragas barrel, super huge as well. Pixel taking a lot of pain, but TSM just not dying the way TD wanted them. Finally, Dyrus falls down, but TD not left with a whole lot of options or health for that matter.
Yeah, it was a good initiation. As I said, that Pantheon ultimate could really lead to some nice bursts, and they were able to grab a kill out of it, but now Nintendo not looking so hot. Odd One gonna jump in, and he finds Evelyn in the back. GG, well played right there. The double comes out with the help of X Special, and, well, it is gonna be for the Empire. Zion Spartan with that absolute zero gets himself that double. I gotta say, TD kind of came out ahead on that one, but here goes Reggie. Oh, so close. Got off that heal just at the last moment. Pixel surviving. Either way, Reggie now sitting 0-3. Not.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys know anything about the way TSM wins or loses, wow.
Yep.
Solo. It's like, I'm not sure if it's like low, YOLO or solo. Not getting a stun off. Reginald's gonna go down here. Zion Spartan gets taken down by Dyrus. A double kill picked up once again. They're just shoving people into Dyrus's flamethrower. And as sadistic as that sounds, yeah, definitely worth it.
Empire, even Zion Spartan in the chat. It's almost like we have the same minds. I don't know. Dyrus on a killing spree. 6 and 2 and 6. Will the Ancients going for that Rylai's, or maybe even a little bit tankier with that Warmogs. I do fully expect a Rylai's. But either way, 71 creeps on Jace with a 5-3-4 score to boot. He already has that lifesteal set up. He's going for his Trinity. What do you think? Maybe a Frozen?
No, definitely going to be a Trinity Force. I mean, the Jace poke just really, really dumb. And I think that's something that probably should be pointed out is that, you know, you got X Special sitting on 73 creeps. It's 11 minutes into the game, so perfect farm would be around 110. And when you're sharing that CS and, oh wait, it's an ARAM, that is ridiculously a good CS from X Special. And then, like you were pointing out, going to get a Trinity Force or Frozen Mallet. He is sitting on... let's see, he's not actually sitting on that much gold. It's just has 700 in the bank, but almost 1,500 sitting on Dyrus. So he's going to be able to go back and buy a lot. Already getting that Will of the Ancients. That item is massive for the laning phase here in ARAM. If you can get a Will of the Ancients early, so much sustain for the rest of your team.
I gotta laugh. Laning phase. Either way, you mean double AP, triple AP even. For TSM, Gragas and Xerath both going to be making use of that spell vamp to boot. But I don't know, looking at the gold distribution, there's still only about a 3,000 gold difference, but the items just feel much more fleshed out for Team Solo Mid when I look at them here on the scoreboard. I mean, TD just looks almost starved at this point.
Well, and speaking of starved, I'm not sure how to segue, but there is the kill onto Chowx. No! The barrier, the heal, and the narrow survival there from Chowx. Fat man indeed. Pixel's gonna go down. Reginald assisting in that one. And yeah, Pantheon jumping into the middle of the enemy team. Not really working out so much. I mean, I know it's kind of like a YOLO Pantheon. I'm not sure how to combine that or what his hashtag would be, but yeah, he definitely loves jumping into the... Yeah, I'm not sure if he was a lucker or what, but Pantheon kind of suiciding a lot.
Oh man, Paradoxical dropping X Special, another notch on his belt. He takes down the turret to boot as well, and that leaves a Team T dynamic. Wow, team dynamic. Good job. Either way.
It's like saying Team TSM. It's like, you know what? All the teams.
X Special, yet another kill under his watchful radar. 8, 3, and 5. How much gold does he have in the bank? 8,400 to his name. Nobody even close to that. Combine that with the creeps, and it kind of makes sense. TSM very forceful here. Gonna go in. Odd One landing a lot of damage on top of Spartan, but Paradoxical is the target yet again, dropping. I gotta say, that Twitch 1 and 7, Evelyn 1 and 4. The double stealth might look strong on paper, but it is not performing.
Yeah, and that hypercharge. Okay, yeah, this is just getting a little bit dumb. That Jace poke is just ridiculous, and you know, good guy X Special featured in the honor posts from Riot is not spamming, not sort of trolling, but he could definitely do that if he wanted. That kill on Pantheon, just ridiculous.
I'm loving the skill shots coming out. That's Jace double kill coming in for him. He goes right into there, but Chaos still not dropping. It is unbelievable. Odd One, however, does drop. Nintendo X circling around for another go, looking for the kill on top of Chaos. Zion Spartan might be able to drop it, but X Special here looking for that shot. Going to be trying to protect his teammate. Unfortunately, will go down, but it looks like Dyrus. No, it is going to be. Dyrus going to go down, sure, but Jace,
okay, yeah.
Another kill.
Dyrus just like imploded, like his body turned inside out. It's like that scene from Galaxy Quest. But oh wow, Pantheon just going ham here. Xpecial's gonna get the health relic, but he's taking true damage. Dot, don't mash me. He's gonna have his combo up, and wow, look at that damage from Pantheon. I don't know from whence it came, but yeah, just wait for late game. They've got this late game for sure.
14-4. Trinity Force now. I mean, we just looked at his gold, 8,400. Now he's at 98. He made himself a smooth 1,400 gold from that last fight alone. Next up, I don't know. Last Whisper, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely the last Whisper build. I know. I recall Dyrus tweeting to Azubu's Reaper on Twitter about how exactly to build Jace, but it looks like the build of choice here for Xpecial is going to be Bloodthirst, or rather Sanguine Blade, into Trinity Force. Last Whisper most likely coming up next, just to make it unavoidable damage. It's just so much damage coming out from Xpecial.
Tons of damage.
Possibly. Well, he has the Trinity Force, so tons of damage, definitely possible.
For sure. Yeah, it is looking very strong for TSM, and not losing even... Have they had any damage? Yeah, okay, tower is a little hurt, sure, 1,200 hit points down, but overall very much a TSM game to behold. Gotta say, those RNG gods really doing them a nice favor with a lot of poke, and then blessing them on top of that with this Jace. Reginald going for something here, paradoxical, as well as does look like Pantheon down there taking a lot of flak, but it is only one tower between TSM and the victory.
Yeah, don't mash me dodge basically every single Xerath ult there. He just like jukes Reggie so hard. Oh my goodness. But yeah, with the Trinity Force inclusion in this game, I can't wow, this is the end of Evelyn and Tendude. Still doesn't quite work that way, bro.
End of the days of TD. Look at Paradoxical in behind him. We don't have an Oracles, but it does not matter. I'm not even sure he can take out the creeps, but no, Twitch will be able to take down Odd One. They don't seem to care whatsoever. In goes the Pantheon, but he drops in fairly short order. Paradoxical versus Chaos versus Nexus. Does look like Nexus is the one that is going to be losing that battle.
And there is the TSM spam to close out the game. Victory screen shows up for TSM taking down Game 1 versus Team Dynamic.
Yeah, only Game 1, guys. It is a best of 3, which means... Okay, not the screen I wanted to go to, but that's okay. Yep, it is a best of 3, so we do have a chance for Team Dynamic to redeem themselves and to actually extend this into a 3-game series, but we're going to have to wait and see if they can do that here in the Razer ARAM Invitational. So I'm going to leave you guys a little bit of the scoreboard here, pump some music. We're going to get this next game rolling in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. FourCourtJester and Rapid here, coming up Game 2. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Razer ARAM Invitational. We are here in the finals, waiting on game number 2 to count on down. But we are up 1-0 for Team Solomid, who is on the blue, against Team Dynamic here on the purple. I'm the FourCourtJester. With me, as always, RapidTransit. And dude, these games are hella fun.
Unmuting my mic. Oh my goodness, these games are an absolute blast to cast, man. And once again, Reginald getting the same champion. He's going to be running Xerath, lots of poke, an odd one on Mundo. Man, it's just like a stacked lineup. I expect to see, a couple of supports. So Chowix might possibly go AD Soraka, those bananas of Doom. Definitely going to hurt Dyrus from Xin Zhao. An interesting top lane choice, but especially running possibly not even support Taric. Might go like hardcore AP Taric, but really awesome picks coming out from TSM.
Alright, so the delay is now kicking in. Let's see what we got. As you did say, Xerath, Reginald again, Chaos on Soraka, and the Taric. Oh man, have you seen an AP Taric do work? Because I have, and it is
All
scary.
I know is you get stunned and then something explodes, and usually it's your body.
Yep, it's just too fabulous to deal with, yeah. X special. Let's see what he can bring to the table there. But we got another Leona in the crew, and wow, Zillion Yorick combo coming out for Team Dynamic. That could lead into some very interesting scenarios with the never dying carry. Wow, if they throw that on Tristana, it could be what, a 7-on-5 at that point.
Pretty much. Well, basically, essentially, I mean, if you guys remember the Team Dynamic game versus CLG, you know, that's Don't Mash Me definitely ran his YOLO dinger to victory and great justice. But this time, there's no YOLO to be had. It's you got Zillion, Yorick. There's you live so many times. It's just like you could actually buy Guardian Angel now, I believe. So that would also help. Wait, is Guardian Angel still banned in ARAMs?
I don't think you can buy one, no.
Okay, yeah, you can buy
And
Warmog's
snowballs.
armor. That's the difference.
Yeah, the
So,
snowballs are outlawed as well. So yeah, that's why you don't see any Medjais or anything silly like that. That would just become sick as a game.
Yeah, I think that's one of the interesting differences between the old school Arabs on Dominion and the new ARAMs is that they have a new Warmog's mechanic. Now it stacks up like 10 times as fast, so it's really easy to get fully stacked on a Warmog. So a lot of people actually do go for that, and I believe you're going to see one out on Zion Spartan running Yorick, so wouldn't be a bit surprised. So we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. I'm really interested in the champion picks and how exactly they're going to work out, especially like you said, that Yorick Zillion combo. Somebody's not going to die, and so Paradoxical. If Paradoxical gets fed, there's so much CC, so much meat, so much you never ever ever die in front of him that it's just GG. On the other hand, much more of a well-rounded team coming out from TSM.
Yeah, looking at, definitely can go for more of a glass cannon Tarek, but at the same time, a tanky Tarek never goes awry. And then you got the tank himself, Mundo. Really hard to deal with him more after he gets the level 6, but more important after level 11, because usually by then he has a lot of health regen to his name anyways. At the same time, if you're a fan of Guardsman Bob, you can see Bob blow up people with that Jin Zhao. And I'm very curious to see what Dyrus, as a typical top laner, will be able to do here with that Jhin. But game number 2 about to go down here, guys. Remember, TSM is leading 1-0 in this very important tournament because we have all the E fame and all the E dollars. I think we got $1 billion of Monopoly money on the line here. It's just a lot of pressure for these guys to deal with. TSM deals good under pressure.
Hey, you know what? They may lose all of their scrims, but they definitely win all of their tournament games. They are up 1-0, and I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how things go down. I know Tianzi no Akuma, the famous Katarina player, has been playing a lot of Xin Zhao himself, and definitely makes a name for that champion. And once again, you can see the overwhelming majority of TSM just taking that heal. They're going heal barrier, so that essentially what you do is you barrier on top of things like ignites and random stuff like that, and then you heal through the rest the damage. You essentially have like double the health bar, and TSM is going to use that to maximum effectiveness. But here we are in game 2 of the grand finals of the Team Razer ARAM Invitational. TSM going up against Team Dynamic.
Now, one thing that I would like to point out is that Team Solo Mid, for every game they've done, they select one team member, and then that team member alone is allowed to CS. It concentrates a lot of cash on top of that team member. At the same time, gives them a lot of leeway, especially in terms of farm.
Now already you can see Don't Mash Me going there into the middle of the enemy team. He's going to be first blood for Xerath though, as yeah, that was not exactly the place he wanted to be.
Nope, level 1 fight. We didn't see one last time, so I wasn't too sure if we were going to see one this round, and you could see just the fear in Bashmi's eyes. He blew that barrier, he blew that heal, as well as he had that fast forward, and he was desperately trying to get out of that sticky situation. Either way, first blood yet again coming out for Team Solo Mid, and I have to wonder who's getting the CS this round.
My guess would be Soraka. I'm guessing from what I'm seeing from Chowx, he has 24 AP, so he's not going AD Soraka by any means, but does have the first CS of the game, so that could reveal that. However, I guess they'd maybe give it to Dyrus? I'm not sure at all, man.
Well, the only person without gold for 10 is Reggie on that Xerath. So I'm maybe thinking they want to feed out their Xerath, going for that hardcore poke, try to keep down Paradoxical. As you can see, he's throwing a lot of spam, trying to keep Paradoxical down so that when it does come time to trade, he's just not in any position to do so. And again, we have a fairly poke-heavy comp from TSM. We got the Mundo Cleavers as well as that Xerath Harass.
Yeah, and especially like last time we had the Leona to stun. Now it's Xpecial just going to run up there, drop a stun, and then there's so much poke, so much long-range damage and harassment that just goes right on top of that. It's just going to be ridiculous. Already you can see Reggie starting the poke train. It's really, really starting to hurt for TD. I mean, look at their sustain. It's just not there.
Yeah. Now on the counter side, Team Dynamic, we do have Zillion Bombs, and Zillion Bombs, when placed correctly, are pretty much unavoidable. I mean, you have no choice but to eat the damage. So we're gonna have to see what Mashme can do in terms of this counter harass. But again, Reggie laying down a lot of fire, trying to usually target out Paradoxical. We land the stun, for example, Zion Spartan right there. We land the harass. They're going to keep repeating this, while still it does look like Mundo taking the lead in terms of creeps, but it does look kind of like willy-nilly at this point. Doesn't seem to be a targeted plan.
If there was a Penguin champion in League of Legends, I would hope that they'd name him Willy-Nilly, because not only would I sell all of my other champions to play only him, it would also be about indicative of the way this game is going. Paradoxical forced to be zoned way back in the back of the Team Dynamic, rather, and Reginald just completely poking everybody down from maximum range. I really want to take a look at the magic damage dealt after this, because he is dealing so much damage. Possibly even tons of damage, though not possible without a Trinity Force. So he's going to be definitely kind of the MVP as far as poke's concerned.
Trinity Force on a Xerath, That would be a sight to behold. I would rather Lichbane myself, but we do have that first kill on top of Reggie, and he does have the double Doran, so he is rocking some AP early on, 66 to be precise, and with the double ring and Soraka, he has infinite sustain in terms of mana.
Yeah, really good point there, Sean. I think that's really what we're going to see is that Soraka start to become a huge, well, more and more huge. I was going to say huger, but just that sustain in ARAM's ridiculously. Yeah, he's going to be a huger deal there. So, yeah, I'm just going to let you talk for a while until I recuperate my basic grammar skills.
Lamps. I love lamp. At the same time, we also have the double heal on TSM. If you think about it, we got Chaos, on that Soraka. Could be in a bad situation in that corner with that. I don't think he can move. I think the pillar is actually making him not move. There we go. Enough sustain comes out from Team Solo Mid to get him through that. What could have been a really bad situation. Wonder if that was a bug or not, because it does not look like Chaos actually could move, or maybe he just plain didn't care. But at the same time, Soraka, Taric, and Mundo very big sustain again on there, and of course with that infuse, feeding that to Reggie. Reggie again, full mana, and he's been spamming all day. It's no coincidence.
Yeah, and that's just the strength of having. I mean, he doesn't have blue buff, so traditionally you'd need blue buff on Xerath, but with Soraka just straight up there healing him, giving him mana, he's just
same thing.
Endless poke.
Doesn't have the cooldowns, but that's okay. He has a pocket Soraka. He actually does have 4% cooldown reduction. A little bit of penetration as well, but nothing really too much out of the ordinary. In terms of money, about 1,000 gold now going to TSM, and it does look like, again, the creep's going a bit even. Paradoxical taking a little bit of damage, but we did pop a summoner heal. It was Zillion with the summoner heal that round, but you can see 16 creeps now for Mundo, 17. Maybe they want to try to tank him up as much as they can to go in there for that initiation between Mundo as well as Jhin. I mean, that should be some fairly solid initiation in terms of an insta-kill.
Now, Nintendo X is running Magic Penetration Reds on Trundle, so I'm not sure if that's like a hidden OP or what's going on with that, but definitely some interesting builds coming out. And you were talking a little bit earlier, Sean, about how exactly they're going to split farm on TSM, and it looks like they're kind of doing it evenly between Dr. Mundo and Xin Zhao. So Dyrus and the Odd One going to be sort of that tag team combo. And I think that one of the reasons that they're doing that is that they recognize they don't have an AD carry, so they're going to need to dive turrets. So they're going to make the two initiators super tanky and then just go in whenever they need to. Wow, look at it, specials damage.
Yep, that was everything on the line for Nintendo. He tried to go in there, they said, nope, we're going to stop you right in your tracks, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. If we can get off any kind of stun, it's going to get followed up with the chain stuns into what we can hope will be the kill. It is going to fall really to Reginald in terms of the magic damage, but again, we could be seeing more of an AP Taric. That stuff does hurt, but they are still going hard on top of Paradox. We got the Zillion revive being thrown down on top of him, but we aren't going to back on off out of that one. We're not going to pop it. We definitely don't want that. Again, we do have the Zillion and Yorick revives available for TD. So this poke comp seems to be the only game in town for TSM.
Yeah, and they're really, 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 really good at making that poke comp work. You've seen them do it in their first game versus Legion, and in that Nidalee game, it was also pretty darn effective for team dynamics. So I don't know, guys, it's not looking good for, well, I guess I was going to say our heroes, but depending on which team you're rooting on, wow, look, a perfect, just lining them up. That was like a Hellion right there. I don't even know. But there's a Xerath burst almost catching team dynamics and Nintendo decks way, way, way off of guard, but looks like there's so much damage. Yeah. How do you do that? Why, when I play Xerath, do I not deal that much damage? It's just like they get some sort of like special buff for being TSM.
Sorry, bro, you don't have a Taric and you're not Reginald. What can I say? But at the same time, we're about to hit 8 minutes in. One kill on the board, about a K.5 gold difference, purely from farming and purely because, again, we got gold for 10s on 4 of the 5 members of Team Solo Mid. We do have both the Philo Stones on Leona as well as Trundle, but 2 to 4 plus with this impressive creep scores coming out, 33 on Mundo, 22 on Xin Zhao. It's looking good in terms of money, but we gotta have some kind of catalyst here. This laning phase has been the longest we've seen in all our games tonight.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's 1-0, so I don't know how exactly they plan this. Another thing I don't know, as pointed out in chat, is how TSM keeps getting these stupidly good ARAM comps. I mean, I'm not sure if they're like maybe Reginald went and like refunded all the bad ARAM heroes and just only has Xerath available. I'm not sure about that, but TSM just really making their poke composition work. And really, it's not even about the poke. You can see them building even for the later game, getting super tanky initiators. Dr. Mundo. Wow, that's like a giant splat mark where Zillion used to be.
That was like the ice breaking right there. That was Zillion going down, and now with his big creep wave, we're going to start chunking down this tower again, but look at the poke from Reginald. He's just going to go straight up there. He doesn't care. I mean, we got a lot of stuns to our name. Dyrus going in on top of Paradoxical, really zoning him out of the fight, but Reginald with the killing spree, all 3 kills on that Xerath. Summoner spells going off left and right. We got the Yorick revive on top of Paradoxical, but again, as soon as we see those revives landing on this AD carry, we just ignore him. Get him down low enough, make them use their ultimate, and then ignore him. And it's working wonderfully for Team Solo Mid.
Yeah, I mean, really, Don't Mash Me getting caught out there hurts Team Dynamic because they didn't have that available for that sort of under the turret fight. But Paradoxical getting Yorick ulted actually did an immense amount of damage during that fight, as you mentioned, not getting focused. So I don't know. I mean, if Tristana can carry this game, it's over. But it's going to be a long time until we see that.
Well, you can see a similar mentality in terms of creeps coming out for Team Dynamic. We got 31 to Tristana's name. And again, this is the character on Team Dynamic that they need to feed. It's the AD carry, and what else do they have? They got Zillion, sure, okay, we're going to see a bit more of an AP Zillion, but then it's Leona, tanky initiation. We got Trundle, tanky initiation. Then you got Yorick, that bruiser, kind of sustained character. You really cannot get that Paradoxical.
Oh wow, Dyrus just blows him up. There's one exploded. Dyrus Reginald down as well. Paradoxical jumping in onto Soraka, whose name I apparently am completely incapable of pronouncing. But Pixel super tanky under that turret. Wow, he is going to be a really, really strong initiate there for Team Dynamic.
Rapid, call them Chaos, come to the dark side.
Dude, well, there are people on both sides of that. I just say Chow because that's his name, and I thought that was a hilarious pun. But
I stick to a name and just leave it be.
You know, we're gonna go with that. You only say Chow X once. That's like Yo Cho. I'm not sure if that's gonna be like a thing, but whatever. We got Don't Mash Me able to wave clear relatively effectively, even though he is like the super giant feeder for Team Dynamic. Ottawa just takes no damage anymore.
Check out Tarek. First item, as soon as he heads back to town, Warmogs, what's up? Not going to see an AP special. 0 ability power to his name as well. Totally didn't notice that part, but at the same time, looks like he is going to be tanking up. We almost have a frozen mallet coming out from Xinjiao as well, so we definitely want to get up these big meat shields for Team Solo Mid so that Reginald can do exactly what he did to You Don't Mash Me. It's just, wow. The poke coming out of this guy. He almost has that Rabadon's, and he is bringing the pain.
That's for sure. That's Rabadon's, once it's completed, going to be absolutely massive. I mean, Reginald just 4-1 with 11 CS. Like, that is the stuff of nightmares. Wow, Paradoxical just cannot dodge anything so far. Narrowly makes it out of that one alive. So right as I say he can't dodge anything, he dodges it. But we'll see if he can keep doing that. Just so close every time.
He has 4,000 gold banked up. He has 2 assists, 40 creeps. Again, does look like we are going to be centering a lot of the creeps on him. It's the only kind of farm he has been successful at so far. Reginald with the long-range snipe on top of Zion Spartan. We had the Leona stun landing on top of Reginald, but it's just not going to be enough. He is still alive and kicking and throwing down those massive fireballs.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that Don't Mash Me is a little bit upset at people mashing him, but that time around, all Paradoxical.
Boom. What's up, Infinity Edge?
if there was a rocket in her pocket, it just exploded, and so did she. Mash Me gonna get exploded as well. There's the Xerath Burst coming in there. Dyrus just doing stupid amounts of damage. Oh my goodness, he just does not stop. Like, the train, it just has no brakes. It's just like a non-stop trained to Pain Town or something alliterative like that. But Dyrus as conductor able to go in there. A triple kill for Yorick, however. So Zion Spartan bringing things back. Could get the kill here onto X Special. Will the multi-kill timer run out? He's going to be able to get that. Is that a Quadra?
Nope.
No, it is unfortunately not.
Nintendo X scumbag Trundle saying no Penta, no Quadra, but still 8-7. We brought back 4 kills with that last fight. Nintendo X trying to deny himself, and he will. Excellently played on his part. Dyrus showing up for the experience, if not the kill. But again, now we have everyone with a death to their name, so we can see a lot of items now coming to the table. But what do you think of that Infinity Edge first item on Paradoxical? It's trying to do work here on Chaos. We got the bomb, and Zillion is going to be able to grab him. That the revive coming out. Paradoxical able to jump away with the flash. We are still going for him. Look at that odd one. No fear whatsoever. He doesn't care. He has a Spirit Visage. He has a Warmog. You don't do damage. But my concern is the lack of lifesteal for Tristana.
You know, that's an issue, but I think that's going for that Infinity Edge first really meant that not having Berserker Greaves on Tristana so slow, not able to kite as well as an AD carry needs to. So it'll be interesting to see what she does opt to pick up there, those Berserker Greaves. So she's going to be a little bit faster when she comes back into lane.
Yep. Movement, speed, and vision are the 2 kings of the game, and unfortunately in Murder Bridge, you don't have to worry about the latter. Yeah, there's no vision here that you have to worry too much about. Odd one tanking everything like a boss. X Special comes in. Again, tanky X Special has a lot to his name at this point. Very hard to kill these guys, but Reginald does drop. Not before Yorick does get that shutdown on top of him. Looking at TSM just really wailing on top of Zion Spartan because Yorick has that ultimate. I'm not too sure he knew about it. He kind of looked like he was just standing there. But at the same time, hey, we trade out 1 for 1. That's okay. Reginald can go home, gets himself that Rabadons, has the Sork boots. And from here, I don't know, what do you think? Magic penetration or go for the Riot Lights or DFG?
You know, all viable options. I think that magic penetration is really huge. I mean, you got to look at the magic resistance from the enemy team, however. Team Dynamic not really running that much. I mean, sure, there's a Mercury treads, but other than that, I mean, just the Aegis, not a whole lot on Team Dynamic. So I'd just go for more just flat, straight out damage.
Here's not an item you see every day. Elisa's Miracle on Trundle. Going for that tenacity, not getting the Merc treads. You got the cooldown boots.
Stuns off onto Zion Spartan. Dyrus initiating right onto both Don't Mash Me and Paradoxical. Turns back around, and Zion Spartan in the danger zone, able to get back out alive. Paradoxical has the YOLO ult denial on him. He's gonna get revived right there. Makes it out alive. Gets stunned, however. Dyrus first one to the party. Says, I hope they invited me because I am there.
Did not matter. Had another revive ready to go, unfortunately for her. Rocket jumped right into the TSM nest, and angry mama bird just said, no dice. That was almost the first ace of the game, but still, it's looking ridiculously well for Team Solo Mid. We got that Trinity now coming up for Jin. We have no towers left before this inhibitor, and now we don't even have an inhibitor. Team Dynamic, not in the bestest places.
Yeah, they were able to take down the first inhibitor of the game, and Team YOLO Mid definitely running all the way down deep into Team Dynamic's base. They just do not care. However, here's the counter initiate. This could be the rubber band snapping back the other way. You're going to see Nintendo X initiate on Trundle, but he's just going to get ridiculously bursted down. Look at that Xerath ult. Oh my goodness, that's so inappropriate. I mean, hide your wives, hide your children, because what Reginald just did right there was possibly on par with the dirtiness of Westrice's Akali. They're not even popping the... Oh, there's the silence coming out from Soraka, able to take down the AD carry from Paradoxical, just bouncing absolutely everywhere. It is definitely a bounce house, but one bounce too many lands Paradoxical inside the middle of TSM. Not where you want to be.
Well, that's the power of this comp. I mean, that double revive gives Paradoxical a lot of freedom. As soon as he dies, does not matter. He could just go to town, as you saw, with that resettable rocket jump, just bounce to bounce to bounce. The only thing worse could have been a Darius with the guillotine, but hey, this was not too shabby either. Xin Zhao does go down, but the tower is not looking so hot. Pixel going to be in hot pursuit with Nintendo X against the odd one, but here comes Reginald with the perfect snipe on top of that Leona. She does go down in a blaze of glory. Here goes the Shurilias, however, so we see Reginald in our sights. Odd one doing the body blocking, and yeah, with that rocket jump, so very close. Paradoxical not able to grab the kill. In fact, does not even get an assist out of that.
Yeah, Paradoxical once again ulted by Zillion, just completely ignored. And there comes in Special waiting for the timeout. He just really wants to get the stun. Rocket jump away, going to keep Paradoxical alive now, but not looking good for Team Dynamic.
No, 19-15, very even on the kills, but again, about a 4,000 gold difference, really bringing these items into play. And Chaos with Soraka, Banana Death, 2-3-12 as their score, actually the same as Tarek, but between the two of them, we're able to deal some pretty decent damage. Looking for that silence on top of the Rocketeer, but not able to grab her. But at the same time, Team Dynamic, even 4-on-2, as Dyrus just goes in for that kill. Excellent to see on his part. Really having a hard time dealing with Team Solo Mid in their base. The creeps are banging away on that tower as we tie up Team Dynamic in behind their nexus. Zillion does drop his ultimate, fairly useless, as he just let the clock run out. Pixel gets that Yorick ultimate, and we still got the Star Call going down, and I see hit point bars not really moving too much over here, as everyone is tanked up so ridiculously much.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I think I lost Rapid. The game was so good that Rapid had to disconnect. So not too sure what's going on there. But either way, TSM with the ace and the kill. Best ARAM comps NA, as if they had anything to do with it. Team Solo Mid will be your Razer ARAM Invitational champions here on this fabulous precursor to Season 2 Finals. Gotta say, if TSM plays like they did today, I have a very big confidence in the NA teams to see if they can bring about a win there in the World Finals. But either way, GG, well played. TSM sweeping it 2-0. Just overall impressive stuff to see. There's the picks and bands, or not the picks and bands, there is the scoreboard, and Rapid. I have no idea why the call ended, but timing could have been worse.
Yeah, it definitely kind of exploded there. But speaking of things exploding, 26-15, TSM not only dominating most of the North American scene, but also dominating the ARAM scene in a dominating 2-0 victory over Team Dynamic in Razer's ARAM Invitational. So proving that they were worth inviting and taking the entire Invitational as, yeah, pretty impressive showing from a team who had 3 members that had never played ARAM before.
Is that really a fact? Never played ARAM? Because you really could have fooled me.
I mean, that's what they said in their vlog, but I mean, I am not convinced because they came out there and just showed that it doesn't take ARAM skills. All it takes is actual skills, and that is definitely something that TSM has in spades. Man, I got to give it to these guys. I mean, as much hate as some of them may get from time to time, they are actually ridiculously good at this game. So, I mean, shout outs to Team Razer for sponsoring every single team in this tournament. I mean, if you guys enjoyed not just the ARAM tournament that they had, but also are fans of TSM, CLG, Team Dynamic, or Team Legion, Razer sponsors them all. So make sure to go check out not only their fabulous stuff, but you can also follow them on Twitter at Cult of Razer and also at Team Razer for more news and tournaments like this fabulous ARAM Invitational. So I don't know about you guys, but I had a blast. If you guys want to share your experience, throw it in chat and encourage us all, because this has been an absolutely amazing tournament.
Alright guys, so that will be the broadcast for today, but I am being asked if you guys could head on over to razorzone.com/academy and this page right here. Leave your feedback on what you guys thought of tonight. If you liked asking the pros, leave feedback saying you'd like to ask more pros. If you liked the ARAM, well, ask them to keep the ARAM. Could be a nice, fun weekly event. So guys, head on over there. Give Razer a little bit of love because they were doing everything tonight, and that would be peachy. So tonight, I've been the FourCourtJester, stream host and commentator. You can find me Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook out there. FourCourtJester. Leave your praise, leave your hate, leave anything you want. My co-caster, RapidTransit. Where can people find you, dude?
You can check me out on Twitter at RapidTransit 24/7. If you guys are interested in scrims from basically all the top North American teams, you can head over to youtube.com/RapidTransit 24/7 with a 1 for the I in transit. Also on Facebook at Rapid Casting and fabulous other places all around the internet, casting League of Legends wherever I can find it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my casting, enjoyed the hosting coming out from FourCourtJester, and enjoyed the amazing ARAM Invitational put on by Team Razer.
Yep, big shout out, big props. I actually have a Razer mouse, but I don't have a Razer keyboard. That's something that I'm gonna have to fix fairly soon. So guys, cheer for your teams because they are coming up into the Season 2 International, and Razer loves you all. That being said, enjoy a little bit of music and enjoy the rest of your night.